Welcome to Boys episode 152.
51. 52, you're right. My bad.
52. Joke's on you. I'm right, you're wrong. Now who is who?
That sounds like one of those things you said as a kid, you know? It's like I'm rubber, you're glue, what you say to me bounces off. It's such a word soup of things to say to get back a bully.
Yeah.
It sticks to you. No, it
Who
doesn't.
cares?
No, you're a nerd.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Guess what? Young Robby, words hurt.
They hurt.
Words hurt bad. They still hurt.
Uh-huh. I'm a 37-year-old man and words hurt.
I'm trying, man. We might get into this later. I don't know. I haven't decided. I've been going over some things in my head. Maybe we'll talk about it later. Mm-hmm. Maybe we won't. Josh, it's just you and me tonight.
It is.
It's going to be intimate. It's going to be fun. Mm-hmm. It's going to be groovy. Before we start, though, I had a quick story. So, Matt Street and Colin Butler, two friends of ours, past Boys alum, we used to write songs together.
You did.
When we lived together many years ago. Lived together more than once, I would say. Some of us. Sorry, I'm a little gassy. Well, so Matt and I have this two-man book club.
Uh-huh.
And what we do is we take turns buying books. Like, we read the Marilyn Manson biography. Well, I should say I reread it in this said book club. We need a name for the book club. I'll think about it. So we read that, read some others. So after the Manson book, we decided to read... Oh, we read The Dirt. And there was another one in there.
So you basically just read autobiographies.
A lot of rock books. I love my rock books.
Rock books.
I love my rock books. Do you not love a good rock book?
I do like a decent rock book.
What's the last rock book you read?
Elvis Costello's autobiography. Jesus Christ, it is dense.
Classic rock book.
The rock book.
Is it dense? Is it thick?
It's thick. It's only in hardback, and it is fucking thick.
I've owned the Keith Richards rock book Life for 10 years. I'm afraid because it's like the Bible. It's huge.
He's got a lot of story to tell.
I'm sure he does. He's like 900 years old.
But here's the thing with yours, it's always like, it always starts out in something like, as my body lay cold on the ground and the needle jabbing out of my arm and the hooker still blowing me, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The Elvis Costello was just like, I'm going to talk about growing up in England, and that the first 15 chapters just being a kid.
Is it good? Is it boring?
It's good. It's a good boring.
Okay.
I feel
kind of like him. Kind of like his music.
I feel smarter for reading it.
Okay.
I feel just like his music. I feel telling people that I'm an Elvis Costello. You know what I mean? It makes me feel like I don't listen to just pop punk. I like
what it came from too.
I like its roots.
I like its origins.
Yeah.
Well, we're reading right now the Anthony Kiedis biography.
That one's called Scar Tissue.
Scar Tissue. Mm-hmm. Scar Tissue. Find it under rock books at your local library, Barnes & Noble, Amazon.com.
It's under rock books.
Of course.
Okay.
It's in the S's of rock books. We're reading it, and it reminds me of a little ditty that our friend Matt Street wrote.
He's the master of ditties.
It's a weird ditty. It starts out with him beatboxing. See, back then we were learning how to record. We were learning that you could just keep layering it.
Yeah.
And layering it.
Yeah.
So we would write little silly songs.
What did you record it on? Was it like a Boss BR?
Well, we started back in the day on a E-Machines computer with SoundForge.
Was that when you could buy an E-Machines all-in-one setup for like
$400?
Yeah.
Yeah. A real piece of shit. And we didn't have an interface. We didn't even know what that was back then. So we bought a little Mackie mixer and we ran all of the microphones into it. Mm-hmm. And then we ran the headphone out into the 1/8-inch microphone
in the front of the tower.
So we had to pre-mix on the mixer and then dump it into the computer. But then we could layer. But let's say we were recording a drum set. Mm-hmm. Well, what you got is what you got. There's no going in and turning up Tom 2. Mm-mm. So anyways, he wrote this little ditty about Anthony Kiedis. It starts out simply enough with a beatboxing, a mouth drum. And then it goes a little something like this.
Do you want to... What did the beatbox sound like?
It's like... something like that.
Just a set of rhythm so the listeners know what the...
Do the Kiedis. Get that knee up in there. Don't do it down low. Get it up in the air. Do the Kiedis. But that's not enough. You got to have long hair and be real buff. So I'm reading this book and I'm singing that song in my head.
The whole time.
The entire time. And then also, so I wouldn't say that I'm a big Pepperhead, but I do respect them as a band. They've been around a long time. They've written a lot of good songs.
Sure.
They're very talented musicians. Long legacy band, in my opinion. But I wanted to read this because I've just heard the crazy stories about his life and drug use and all that stuff. But as I'm reading it, number one, I'm singing that song in my head, so I'm just like cracking myself up in the bathtub or laying in bed before I sleep. Secondly, I don't know really the way Anthony Kiedis talks, but I kind of read the whole book in his singing voice. Then we went to score more heroin. You know what I mean? Like everything. And then in every scene, I'm picturing him without a shirt on.
Of course. Why would he have a shirt on?
And like all good rock books, it starts out when he was a kid. And I just imagine this like young buff kid with like
long hair
and tribal tats, like running around, chasing a skateboard down a hill in California.
Oh boy.
But I do, man, I love my rock books. And I'll tell you, we're going to get right to the show. But I do want to request from our faithful listener, if you got a good rock book, send it our way.
Yeah.
Hit us up on Twitter, Instagram. We'll get into all that stuff. But let me know, because I'm an open book to rock books. I love them.
Rock books. That sounds like a Time Life infomercial you would have heard back in the day, like at midnight.
Yeah.
Like, rock books.
Totally.
Hey, you like the hits? And they'll play like a certain karaoke version of a song, like, and now get the rock books.
Dude, that reminds me of being young and Nick, my friend Nick Johnson that I met through you.
Yeah.
Our friend Nick.
Yeah.
There was this infomercial that would come on at night called Big Rock. And it was a tape, possibly, I'm pretty sure CDs as well, tape or CD set. And it was just all these 80s hits. And it was just like two corny people, like where they walk up to the table and all the CDs are laid out. And it's like, look at this collection. It's got songs like, and then they would just show little snippets of videos. We recorded this on a VCR because we just got a good laugh at it, because it was all this like 80s cheeseball shit. We watched it so many times that I memorized the order of the songs in my head. So I could just sit there and like, when we would watch it, we would be like, I know it's coming next. Oh, and that song by the Hooters, and we danced like the waves of the ocean romance. You ever heard that song?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's a deep cut. Yeah, that's a deep cut.
Yeah.
We're running in the shadows of the night. So baby, take my hand, we'll be all right. Pat Benatar?
Sure.
Oh, that one?
So this is
What about Who Can It Be Now?
Yeah. And they always show that part of the music video where he's like his eyes are the only thing lit up.
Yeah.
Yeah, creepy.
But it all came to a peak when they launched into the Damn Yankees, Can You Take Me High Enough?
Oh, yeah.
And we had this other inside joke about Ted Nugent. So the cover of his album Super Hits, he's got like a silver leotard on, and he's like, what could only be described as doing the Nuge, kind of like doing the Kiedis, but more sexual.
Yeah.
He's like arching his back, like, what is this move? Here, I'm going to do it for you. Right?
I know exactly what you're going to do. The Nuge.
That's the Nuge, right?
Yeah.
Like you pull your shoulders back, stick your crotch out, and just go, and you're like holding your guitar up in the air.
In the air. Like you're mid. You're about to drop it.
Yeah, you're about to like you're a police officer battering into a door. You know how they like with their backs against the door and they go, "Police, open up!" Boom, and they knock the door open.
Sure,
it's the beginning. It's the wind up. So, but yeah, it's funny because in the video, Damn Yankees were a supergroup,
right?
And they hired
Night Ranger, right?
Yeah, they hired the Nuge come in and fill the role of guitar slinger. And there's this part of the video where it's like, "Can you take me high enough?" And then there's this guitar. It goes wow, and the shot in the video is the Nuge standing in this like burned down house or like old timey shitty place, and he's about to go for a Nuge. You can tell, and then they cut to the singer, and every time we're like, "Damn it! I wanted to see a Nuge."
Whoever edited that video did a terrible job.
Yeah.
You got to focus on that Nuge.
Yeah, zoom right into the crotch. It's there. It's well used.
That's why he put it there.
He got a lot of muff, that guy.
I bet.
Not trying to be sexist.
That was his only vice.
But facts are facts. Yeah, I don't think I never drank. I never did drugs. And I also played Jack Nicholson. I'm working on it.
That's pretty good Skinner.
Did you
Skinnered?
Skinner? Ted Skinnered.
Nugent.
Did you listen to him when he was on Rogan?
Oh, yeah, I did. Joe, the thing, he almost sounds like Jesse the Body Ventura.
He's a little of that.
But Jesse the Body, it's a little more beigey in there.
Yeah, it's a little like of that. Mm-hmm. It's a little Nicholson.
Because he always has his mouth like this.
Yeah.
Listen, Joe, I've never done drugs. Let's go hunting. It's like he's holding something between his teeth, like he doesn't want to eat the rest of that cough drop yet.
That's a really good Nuge. Put that in your arsenal, man.
I'm writing it down. One. Ted Skinnerd. It's all right. All right. Without further ado, we're going to get to the show first. Yeah. A bit of business. Boyspodcast.com. It's a hub of all things boys. There you will find links to our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and more. That's boyspodcast.com.
Boys is available on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube, Spotify. I did not go over that time.
I'm doing the Nuge.
Boom. Dab. Is that what kids still dab?
No, they do the Nuge.
They do the Nuge. They do the Skinners.
Oh, by the way, real quick. Sorry. Not to interrupt the flow of these ads, because I think people that listen to this week after week, they're doing the big rock right now. They know what's coming.
They know what's coming.
What is the Kiedis, though? Okay, so Matt wrote a song called Do the Kiedis.
Sure.
What would you think? Like, okay, everybody that's listening, close your eyes. Take a breath. Relax. Now picture the Kiedis. What is the Kiedis to you?
That's a self-help book, man.
Just Kiedising my way through life.
That's the name of the book.
Yeah.
Oh boy, and it's almost,
what is it? What is the Kiedis to you?
It's almost a skank. It's okay in a way. Like it's,
show it to me.
It's okay. It's the choppy.
You're doing two karate chops. One hand right above the other.
Right. But then one knee. I don't care if it's your left or right. I don't know what left hand, right hand you are.
Yeah. Knees are knees.
But the knee's got to come up almost like you're about to do a karate move, but you're not.
Well, that's what the song entails. Yeah. Get that knee up in there, but don't do it down low. Get it up in the air.
Yeah.
Continue with the ads.
Leave a review on iTunes, subscribe, and donate. Click that donate button. Helps us with the lights, bills, and things of that nature.
Email us, boys@boyspodcast.com. You got rock book Rex? Let me know. You got anything that's on your mind, email us. We'll read it. We might read it on the show. boys@boyspodcast.com. Podgas? boys@boyspodcast.com. Put your physical address in the bottom of the fucking email. We'll send you some stickers.
Thank you to our sponsors, Anthem Brewing. Delicious beers made by delicious people. Head into that tap room, get the new beers on draft. I just spoke to our buddy Jesse. He was slinging beers at the NMF, which I'm sure we'll talk about later. And he said, hey, we got a lot of good beers on tap, man. They got a new cerveza, a Mexican-style cerveza. So check that out.
They're always brewing up something good, aren't they?
Always brewing up something new at Anthem.
Always.
AnthemBrewing.com. Fat Bison, fatbison.com. You heard his voice a couple of episodes ago.
You heard his song tonight.
Hit him up at fatbison.com. Check out, he's got some wares up there for you to check out.
Use coupon code Kiedis to get 99% off. Sorry,
please do that. And Champion Vintage OKC on Instagram. Check that out.
Do you think if Anthony Kiedis owned a store that it would just sell pants?
No, it would sell...
would it just be called Bottoms?
Was he pants? Okay, I'm trying to imagine the Kiedis.
In all of his glory.
So Henry Rollins was also a shirtless buff guy.
Yes.
Short hair. But he rocked the gym short.
The tiny shorts.
Tiniest of gym, almost bicycle shorts.
Yeah.
And no shoes. Was the Kiedis? He wore jams. He wore long shorts.
The Kiedis wore... I want to say they were like long shorts and maybe cargo pockets.
Yeah.
I picture him as a shorted man. He's
a short wearing man.
With socks.
But with puffy white socks, yeah.
Yeah, puffy white socks and maybe some like shell toes.
Shell toes, or maybe like maybe back in the day, like a British Knight or a...
Yeah, like some feelers. Some high top feelers.
Yeah.
But then I want to think that maybe he rocked some combat boots every once in a while too.
I'm sure he did.
And we all know they wore the socks on their cocks.
He had a couple of different looks. He went through that Avril Lavigne, Billy Joe Armstrong look too.
Okay. Anthony, listen, man. I know a lot about you.
I'm reading all about
you, my friend. I get the socks on the weenies.
Yeah.
That's a statement.
It's funny.
I get the paint yourself silver and sing about giving it to your mama.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Sure.
I get when you cut your hair off, man. You're getting older. It might not be as thick as it once was. Might be losing a little. I get it, man. But the Avril Lavigne era Anthony Kiedis is unfathomable to me.
Yeah.
Care to explain? First of all, you can Google it. Just Google "Get That Knee Up in There" and it'll come right up.
Get That Knee Up in There. It was an era of time. I don't want to say it was the mid-aughts, 06.
I'm going to say 04 to 06.
And that was the era when a lot of people in the industry were doing the Avril Lavigne. It was usually a darker, maybe black button-down shirt. Mm-hmm. A tie, either pink or some sort of
red, pink, white, but striped.
Mm-hmm, striped.
Like and then diagonal stripes
and
on
then
it.
some tight, I'm going to say like slim fit Dickie type pants, or a dress pant.
Yeah.
And then, Docs or Chucks. Always Chucks.
Bright white and black Chucks.
Clean, not a speck on them, fresh out the box Chucks.
Not a step taken in those Chucks.
Not a step taken in those bad boys. But you're going to put that foot up. So, got to toss them out after the show. And then this motherfucker went a step further and put a black, like, athletic sock.
Yeah. Why was that a thing?
Like as a glove or something?
Well, let me save that real quick. Let's finish this up here.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening.
Mm-hmm.
We really appreciate it. We've been getting a lot of good feedback lately, and we just really appreciate you guys listening to this. I often think, what are we doing, man?
Yeah.
What is it all for?
Every damn day.
What is going on? But you know what? Then I see a like, a comment, a share, all that good stuff, man. We're going to keep going. Why not? Why not? So thank you very much. And thank you, Zach, for the donation, man. We really appreciate that. You are just fucking on the money, man. Get it? Now on with the show. Okay. I never understood the socks on the hands.
Yeah, like on the wrists. What I think the Avril Lavigne thing, or maybe it was her former husband Derek Whibley from Sum 41, who did the old school athletic sock that had the stripes on the top of the elastic. Well, you cut the sock at that elastic part, and then the stripes, that's your bracelet.
Is it supposed to be a stand-in for like a wristband?
I think so.
Okay.
Or it's just it may have been their way of wearing trash. That's wearing garbage,
it's
dude.
It's a discarded, dirty
when your sock gets a hole in the toe, the big toe, where you're like, well, I'm just going to turn this into a bracelet.
You might as well.
I'm not going to lie. I may have done it.
May or may not.
I may or may not have.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go with may.
Yeah.
What is more gross, honestly?
Mm-hmm.
What is more gross than a dirty white sock, the kind with the stripes on the top, the calf length, when they start getting dirty and thin on the bottom, and they're just like matted,
and the color,
and hard.
It's not white. The top's kind of whitish.
It's dingy white.
It's dingy white.
Yeah, but when the bottom is like you flip it over and there's a perfect footprint of dirt.
That's when you got to toss that sock out, bro.
It's disgusting. I haven't worn white socks. I might own like one or two, but dude. Gotta let them go.
Gotta let them go. When I switched to black socks might even be worse though, because at the bottom, and then it starts fading to white. Welcome to Sock Talk.
We're just talking socks. Two bros talking socks.
But anyways, that's the later Kiedis, the socks on as a glove, which is fucking ridiculous. So there you have the shirtless under the bridge beefcake.
Yeah. Well, like the song says, you gotta have long hair and be real buff.
Gotta be real buff.
I hope I can find that song. I want to put it in the episode.
It's short, concise, but to the point.
Yeah.
It gives you the facts you need.
That slow motion Kiedis. Under the bridge.
Oh, where his fucking tits are popping around?
Just boom, boom, left, right, up, and down. Very arousing.
It was, because it was super slow motion, and it was like the last...
And he had the long flowing hair, and he was ripped, and he had a sweet little tribal armband going.
It felt like that part of the video took forever.
Yeah. I felt like that with every Red Hot Chili Peppers video, though. Because when I was young, I didn't really care for them that much. I grew to appreciate them and their dance moves. When I was young, like Soul to Squeeze would come on, and I would just, like on MTV.
What's
back when they played real videos. And it wasn't all Bonna this and Ronna Stagecoach that and whatever else. I don't even, what the fuck does MTV play these days?
Are they still a thing?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a thing. I'm sure it's like,
it's got to be all reality shows.
I'm going to guess Real World Road Rules Challenge.
Is that still a thing?
No. But that's where Mr. Theo Vaughn came from.
True.
And he's coming.
I'm excited about it.
I got to go. There's so much good shit that's been announced in the last 2 days.
Yeah.
We got Theo Vaughn coming to the Tower.
To the Tower.
We got Tenacious D coming to the Criterion.
Right.
We've got Pedro the Lion and Me Without You.
Tower Theater.
Tower. Got a lot. And then, they call me Robby Metalhead these days because I'm going through one of my phases, one of my classic, I see it rolling your eyes, classic phases of Robby and his phases. But one of my favorite metal bands is coming to 89th.
Yeah.
So excited. So much good shit going on.
A lot of good. Hey.
And we have a new episode every Friday.
Every Friday.
Holy shit.
There's so many. You're welcome, America. You're welcome, Oklahoma. People bitching about our state, our city, where there's nothing to do here. I want to live in California, or I want to move to Canada or Denver. We get good shit here. We're getting better shit here.
We are getting better stuff. I think as time goes on, we've got more venues. We've got more stuff to do. So it's getting better. I don't think I'd ever live outside of Oklahoma at this point in my life.
No, I like visiting outside. I love going on little vacations.
Absolutely.
It's fun.
But I've never been like a real adventurer. Like I've never been out of the country, which I would love to do. In fact, that's on my bucket list, man.
To leave the country.
Great movie. But I'm not, I moved out of state. Granted, it wasn't very far, but I've done that. And now it's like, man, Oklahoma's chill. It's cheap. Whatever. Staying. Locked down.
Put my roots down.
I bought a house.
Yeah, that's the thing. All these. It was very popular when we were in our late teens, early 20s. When you get out of the house and have your first place. And there's a bunch of movies out about leaving, putting your roots down somewhere else, but they always come back home, or they come home for like a thing,
like Dutch, or Curly Sue.
Sure,
Two great films.
Sweet Home Alabama,
Coyote Ugly,
but you always come back because, dude, it's
Coming to America.
Some people can move and make it great, and that's their roots. They put their roots there. I don't think I've ever really had roots, though. And if they are, they're kind of just
Are you waving in the wind like one of those air plants?
The roots to the tree of my life in the yard of existence.
Hold on. I need my soundboard. I need and now deep thoughts with Joshua Jack.
No, it's just kind of been it's a tree. You can probably hang one of those tire swings from it.
Whew.
It's sturdy, but I don't know. I've never really been a big fan of placing my roots, but now I guess I am.
Well, let me ask you this.
I'm inadvertently placing roots.
Let me ask you this. Do you ever plan on moving far away?
I have no intention of it.
Okay.
It would have to be something really special to make me move.
What about the wife? Because, it is y'all are a package deal.
That's it. I mean, we've had several talks about it. It would have to be something that it just demanded us to move.
And that's the thing. Like, I would if I had to. Like if I, if it was a job thing or a family thing, but all my family's here. But like if something like if I had to, yes, I would.
Dude,
but I just don't have the desire to on my own.
My days
I can't
of
make it on my own.
The lease is up
and just loading. In Ohio.
Oh boy,
sorry.
Speaking of great bands, speaking of rock books, I bet they got one. No, like I'm way past that age of the lease is up. Let's throw all my shit in the car and just drive to Texas and live there like I did, or just let's drive your girlfriend out to California and then decide I'm just gonna fucking move here.
Yeah.
What the fuck,
I
man?
mean, that sounds so wonderful.
It was romantic as fuck.
Yeah,
and
free
then,
spirit Montgomery.
2 weeks into doing it, and you're like, what the fuck did I do? I'm broke, and I live in San Diego.
See, I'm gonna be the guy on the corner at saying anything helps.
Anytime I walk to work, I'm like, I could be that guy in like 2 weeks. Easy.
Yeah, totally.
Think about that. Next time you're walking down the street, every town has a homeless epidemic. Ours is getting worse, I believe. But when you walk past them, just think, that could easily be you.
I'm one paycheck away, dude.
You gotta humanize. I mean,
yeah,
it's rough out there.
It's interesting, man. I don't give money to panhandlers very often. Is that a sensitive term these days?
Panhandler?
Yeah.
I believe it's home impaired.
You're kidding.
No.
Oh, wow. I don't give money that often, mainly because I don't carry cash. I just flash my credit card and I'm like, got a PayPal reader?
Oh, that's so shitty.
No, I don't carry cash. So, but I've given dollars. I've given numerous dollars over the years.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it is, it is kind of heartbreaking when you see somebody and, like that guy that we see every day with the 2 dogs.
Yeah.
But every time I see this guy, he looks happy. And I'm not getting into that whole, well, maybe it is happiness. What's money?
Yeah,
but
right.
Or maybe he's just crazy.
Sure.
I don't know. But I'm glad I'm not homeless, Josh.
I am too. I'm glad I have, I'm glad I have anything, just to have the breath in my lungs.
Yeah, man. Another day is a gift.
And have a rock book to read.
That's all you need.
What else do you need?
You need your wife.
Mm-hmm.
You need a rock book.
You need a rock book. You need maybe a lawn to mow. My wife though said something to me. I believe it was yesterday. We're coming into the house and she's looking at the yard. She goes, "It looks nice," and she goes, "I think I don't ever want to have a yard again." I think, oh shit. But that's an important conversation to have.
That's a very important conversation because I've had that conversation with myself before and other people.
Like, I could just get a condo somewhere and not have to fucking worry about it.
Here's the thing, man. If I could play my guitar as loud as I wanted to,
yeah, I
don't think I would really mind living in an apartment.
Mm-mm.
The only reason I even bought a house, to be totally honest, was because of like that like the status quo in your family and my dad talking to me about it and how
it's the next step in the line.
Right.
You graduate high school, you go to school, or you get a career, start a job or whatever, and then you get married and have kids and buy a house. Or
yeah,
you can. At any point that happens, some people opt out of all of those things.
One or all of those things. Yeah,
but the people on the street, they are opting out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's making me think, man.
Yeah, about like living situation. There's a romantic. Okay, there's a, speaking of romanticism and things like that, I still have this romantic side of me that would love to just minimal, like just sell everything that's not important, and minimalize it. The romanticism of the tiny house intrigues the fuck out of me.
Yeah. Or the guy that you see the picture on Instagram of like the guy that has all of his possessions in a single shot.
Yeah.
And it's like a backpack and everything's perfectly placed.
Sure.
And it's like, here's my laptop, here's my wallet, here's my knife, here's my jacket, here's my pants, shorts, 2 pair of shoes.
And that's all you need.
Yeah.
And that is all you really need.
All you need is love, Josh.
That is true.
I have way more shit than I do love, though. I have so much shit.
So much shit.
I thought about that too. Like when I moved to Austin when I was, my early 20s, I drove down there in my little S10 pickup with the teeny tiniest U-Haul. Mm-hmm. Like, the little shoebox on wheels.
Oh, you got a U-Haul?
I did. Only to carry my gear. It was mainly guitar stuff.
Okay.
But
so
I didn't take jack shit with me when I moved down there. I mean, I had no furniture. Mm-hmm. I might have had like a coffee table or something.
That's how my first move out was.
Yeah. No couch, no chairs, no love seats. Didn't even have a bed. I was like, I'll figure out the bed when I get there.
Nary a dish.
No dishes. No. Maybe like a box of knickknacks. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, hey, I have a spoon. Cool. All right, I'll use that from here on out. I'll just leave it by the sink. Rinse it off. You know that thing where you rinse off the spoon, but you don't use soap? Yeah. You just, good enough. Yeah. Polish it with your shirt like the rich people do in movies. Weird.
The one spoon or fork.
Yeah. Like, there's polish. Have you ever polished a spoon?
I've never polished a single. I mean, as a bartender, I've polished like glassware.
Right.
But no, I've never polished a spoon.
No.
I've barely cleaned them when I clean them.
So, speaking of yards, we had very different experiences. I know,
boy.
It's like, it's the telltale sign of spring.
Sure.
Boys start talking about their yards.
Guys start talking about them yards. Oh, as happens, it's like, my dad always said that about shave, because I used to shave my body. My dad would make fun of me for it.
In my shower, yeah.
I did. And my dad would say, well, you shave it, it grows back 3 times thicker or whatever. And that same thing with the yard.
Yep. That's why I have a unibrow.
The second you cut it.
Yep. Right back.
And I took 3 weeks off and my yard looked like a jungle. It was gross. So I Well, before that, I borrowed your mower the last time to use it, brought it back, and everything was hunky dory.
No,
we'll get to it. So it took. Your mower became out of commission, so I couldn't.
How?
Well, I don't know.
Mowing rocks? What are you doing?
I mowed it and I brought it back, and then I guess it just didn't work. I digress.
Yes.
So my yard got too high to mow. I wasn't going to bother. My wife is God rest her.
Whoa, no, not yet.
God bless her.
She's got a few more years left in her.
And I agree. You know, why contribute to the ozone depletion and all that shit? We have a Dennis the Menace mower.
Yeah, a real Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Ain't gonna cut shit, let alone 8 inches of grass.
Ain't gonna cut it.
Ain't gonna
That's
cut
what it said right on the box.
ain't gonna cut
The
it.
biodegradable box that came in.
Whew. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to hire a professional team. I've never done that in my life. And I did it through this app. Everything's apps nowadays.
Yeah.
So I Googled what's the best one. Showed me this one. Got it. Hired them. It's basically they bid for your yard. And I picked the guy who said he'd do it for $40. So it came out.
Damn, that's cutthroat. They're bidding like
Yeah.
lower. Like,
Yeah.
well, I'll do 38.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do. Is it like eBay where there has to be $2 increments?
Some dude
or
put in a
something?
61. Some dude put in a 41. I was like, I'll do the 41 right now.
That's actually a genius app, though. Because
Yeah.
if you're like needing the work,
Yeah.
it's like, and your yard's not big. My yard's not big.
GreenPal. MyGreenPal.com. Check it out.
MyGreenPal. I'm going to check that out. But I don't know.
So-
I like to mow now that my mower works.
They didn't show all day. I'm like, okay. So I text the mower, the company. I'm like, hey, just wonder if you guys are going to come out. It's 5:30. Yeah, we mow till it gets dark. I go, it's about to get dark.
Yeah.
So about 7 o'clock they show up. It's about to get, it's a little lighter. It's dusk. The sun's still out, but it's
starting to turn.
Starting to turn.
Yeah.
And they show up. I'm like, oh, they're finally here. And so I sit down, I'm watching TV, and they start mowing. And it's maybe 10 minutes goes by, and I hear the mow, everything stop. I'm like, oh, maybe they had to like bag it up or something. Entire fucking front and backyard was done.
Did they bag?
Didn't need to.
Okay.
They mowed it. They mulched the shit out of the grass.
Okay.
So it's like, that is well worth it to not have to go out and do it.
And sweat and cuss and be out of gas. Then you got to go to the gas station and put $5 in the can. And
But like we've always said, man, there is something spiritual about mowing a lawn.
Oh, yeah.
So I got it to a maintaining level. So I'm going to
you're going to maintain.
keep maintaining that lawn.
All right.
You can't let it slip. I think we've said this before, relating to life and yard work. You can't let it slide, man. You got it every week. You got to work on that lawn. You got to work on that internal lawn.
You got to get your ass out there and mow that fucking lawn.
Yeah.
It's true.
Pull them weeds.
And you're going to feel good. Oh, I've been doing a lot of that, man. I had a very different experience last weekend. Kate got up and like a trooper Saturday morning.
Without having to tell her, she got up and did something.
That's right. Didn't even have to. What's that? Do you remember like would your parents ever clack the belt?
Oh, yeah.
Clack, clack, clack. Like you like double it over.
It sounds sinister now in retrospect. Like, but it really was. And it was, hey.
It's like, hey, clack, clack, clack. Get in there and eat that dinner, boy. Clack, clack, clack. Go on, boy.
It sounds so bad.
It sounds real bad.
But that's what parents did.
So
They beat the shit out of their kids.
I got hit. Look at me now.
Yeah.
She got up and we have these flower beds in our front yard, and she got to working on them and fixing them because we let it slip. Boy, did we pay the price. So she did that Saturday.
And the flower beds are the worst because you can't just like cut it. You got to like get in there and pull it out from the root.
You got to get the root ball or you're in big trouble.
Like my roots, our planting roots, you got to treat the roots.
You got to get rid of the roots. So I mow and she's doing this. Then Sunday rolls around. So she wakes up the next morning and she is sore.
Yeah.
Like sore. And I'm just like having a good laugh at it. Like, you use some muscles you didn't know you had, huh?
Oh, total dad.
Yep. So Sunday I get up and I'm going to finish the flower beds because she put I'm going to finish part of the flower beds. This is going out in phases because I'm lazy. So I'm doing my share.
Right.
And just out there just working, just bagging up the old mulch and the fabric we had underneath it and digging and hoeing.
Was that fabric like about time for a change?
Yeah. Well, we're just going to get rid of it. It was old and crusty. And the weeds were actually growing through the fabric somehow. That's the whole reason you put down the fabric.
Tough weeds.
That is true. And I'm out there doing my thing. And I'm working my ass off, man. It was a beautiful weekend. But I had mowed the day before, which isn't a big deal. The kid can mow.
You can push him over.
Call me the mow daddy. It's fine.
Right.
But when you're bending over for like 3 hours straight, and even though it was a beautiful day, Kate took the little one to the arts festival, and I just stayed at home and dadded out. The next day, the joke was on me.
Did it feel like someone literally beat the shit out of you?
Yes. And also, I had to get help getting out of bed. Dude, my hammies.
Oh, were they fired up?
Oh, dude, the biscuits were burning. I was hobbling around like an old man, but I also felt, like you said, like I felt just beaten.
Yeah.
It's like,
but afterwards, do you have any muscle tone?
I might have a little more mass. Yeah. My glutes. Yeah. I don't know. It was tough, man. But yeah, it was very, very different experiences.
So yeah, while I was sitting on my ass watching a television, I think I even poured myself a glass of red wine just to add to the snooty, polishing a spoon.
Yeah.
To it, like, thanks for mowing my lawn.
I'm surprised you weren't having a mint julep in like a Kentucky Derby hat.
If I were to stand on my front porch and do that, that'd be shitty.
That's terrible.
I wonder if that's ever happened to anybody. Listeners, if you've ever mowed a lawn for someone and they stared out and watched you mow, or have you ever done it? Because
I'd like to know.
I've had that. Did you ever mow lawns for money when you were a kid?
A little, yeah.
Never had anyone come and watch me.
No. I mean, at least not that I knew of.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just see a pecker sticking out between the blinds.
And then just
oh, do we have to take it there?
I take it too far.
Dude, I'm still hung up on Anthony Kiedis wearing socks and you wearing socks on your hands.
I think I may have done it like once or twice. Okay. I was going through a phase, Rob.
Well, speaking of phases, so Kate and I have been listening to a lot of late 90s, early aughts emo.
Well, that's Screamo.
Whatever. The watered down shit. The pop
the mall shit.
Yeah, the mall. That's the best shit. The mall shit.
I totally agree.
Like, you got your Hawthorne Heights.
Yeah.
You got your Paramore.
You got your Taking Back Sunday. You got your Under Oath.
You got your Panic at the Disco. All the classics, And
anything you can spin a guitar to, if you know what I mean. If you know, you know.
Well, I noticed as I'm watching all these videos, we're streaming, we're in the zone, we're having a good time, we're cooking dinner. It's awesome. I noticed there's like a trend in the way they're all dressing, and I'm just like, dude, me and my friends used to dress just like that back in the day. And I started thinking about emo, like an emo phase.
Yeah.
There's many phases in our lives. And I was like, what was the most emo that I was, or thought I was, tried to portray?
Sure.
But I had the swoop, and I'm not okay, so I'm a little older. Like, I wasn't doing that in the like raw, like scene girl emo time.
Yeah.
This was like before that. This was like
99, 2000, or 2000, 2001.
Saddle Creek and all that, sad bastard music. But I had when I say swoop, I don't mean like the super intense black, almost misfit swoop. I had like the shag, the emo shag swoop, and like the track jackets and the boot cut jeans and all that shit. Probably like a military shirt of some sort. What'd you call it earlier? The hat?
The cadet hat.
The cadet. I call it a scout hat.
Scout hat.
Yeah. I like cadet.
Yeah.
Those hats. And man, I was like,
or the beanie version. Remember the beanies that had the bill on them?
Oh yeah. Oh.
Ooh.
That was never a good look.
No.
I'm just gonna go on record.
I tried
here.
it a couple times. Didn't work out.
I'm guilty.
Actually, honestly, I think my Gmail account is so old that my picture on it is me wearing one.
It is. It totally is. I'm remembering it in my head.
And
right
also,
now.
you can look at it, and I'm also wearing fucking fake glasses, so you can tell what year it was just by what I'm wearing.
I wore fake glasses once. After I saw a picture of Chino from the Deftones, they were like your stereotypical black Elvis Costello. Well, no, Elvis Costello wore the horned rim glasses. Did he wear the fat?
He wore
black?
The fat black ones.
Okay,
thick frame glasses.
Thick frame, black frames with yellow lenses.
Oh,
I mean, that screams 1998.
Oh yeah.
Do they even? I don't even think they make those anymore.
No,
they probably do now.
Hot Topic used to like sell those kind
so
of
I got
glasses.
them.
Yeah, fake glasses.
Yeah.
I had the ones that were black, and then they went clear around the bottom of the lens.
So cool.
Yeah. So when you say you were trying to think of the cringiest emo that you were,
like if I could dig up a photo of myself, which I have them, and I'm sure I could dig up a photo. I did. I I'm taking that back though. I did have the black swoop for a while too, where like the back was short. And the
where
front,
you almost like
it's the reverse mullet.
Yeah, but I would do the swoop, but then I would like do basically it's a girl's haircut.
Well,
where you kind of spike up the back.
Let's be honest, it was the Ryan Adams.
Yeah, it was a Ryan Adams. Where you just mess up the back,
messy in the front, and then a swoop that maybe you could tuck behind your ear in the front.
Yep.
Yeah, totally. And the fashion was there. Mm-hmm. The track jackets, the aforementioned track jackets.
Sure.
The sweater with the V-neck sweater with the collar underneath.
Yeah, gotta have that.
That was
tie or no tie. Most people did no tie.
Yeah, you did a tie. I did not do a tie.
I'm a tie man.
You are a tie man.
I'm a tie man. And then you have all have your generic, almost like by that time it would have been like an Abercrombie swoop. You know? Yeah.
What was your most emo phase?
Man,
did you have one?
Yeah, I just don't. It was okay. So they're actually two different cringy times. One was my typical like guy liner, tie, dress shirt, super tight jeans with a white belt sideways.
Oh, that was like the last stone in the Infinity Gauntlet or whatever?
That was the one that like
the Power Stones.
That
I haven't seen it. I don't know.
But yeah, and then the Ryan Adams, but I like kind of Russell Brandon mine up, like spiked it up. Mm-hmm. And yeah, probably just a bunch of dumb jewelry shit. Like fuck that was the smallest of emo that I ever got.
I gotta say though, as we're watching these videos, yeah, they're cheesy. Of course, the lyrics are cheesy. The tone of the guitars is dated. Mm-hmm. It's pretty simple stuff. But I'm like, man, some of these are kind of fucking bangers, man.
Yeah,
these are good.
Well, that era had some really good shit. Like I think you may have streamed me that to our friend Jake, and he texted me the next day. So maybe been on his brain, or maybe you do this a lot with your streaming. It melts into your brain.
Yeah, man.
That's all you know.
It's like an infection.
He texted me, not a question. He just says top 3 screamo albums, and that's when go now, name them.
Okay, Thursday Full Collapse.
Right.
I'm gonna say that one for sure. I said this on Twitter too. I don't know if they really fit the screamo, but in that era, definitely Saves the Day is number 1.
Oh, sure.
And then after that, man, I don't know. I didn't really listen to that much of it.
Right.
I know the hits.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. What are yours? Name them.
Mine was Taking Back Sundays, Tell All Your Friends, which is like probably the pinnacle apex of it.
I would say so, yeah.
And then it was The Used, self-titled.
That's a good one.
And then Glassjaw's. Oh, fuck, which one was it? It was the second record, not the first record.
Yeah, what was the name of the album that brand new and it had the astronaut on the cover?
Oh, Deja.
That might be up in there too.
Yeah, but that's a different kind of screamo.
Yeah.
That was like, that was the quote, good shit.
Right. Yeah, that was the real shit.
That was the real shit.
They wore 2 belts. Sideways. One in the loops, one out of the loops.
I've seen it.
Me too.
Never did it.
But yeah, I don't know. That fate, man, I went back and then I started researching. I was going down the rabbit hole of emo and I was reading lists of bands and I was looking at like, if you Google like emo girl or emo guy, like, oh my god.
It has different meanings. So there was also that game that you could do. Was it on your phone? Or maybe it was one of those like old computer
emo game.
Yeah, emo game where it's like you can be Chris Carrabba or Matt Skiba or.
Yeah, I when I was tweeting about all this, I was sometimes I like to live tweet what I'm streaming or what I'm thinking about, and Shanna replied, and she just replied with simply emogame.com, and I was like, whoa,
took you back.
I totally forgot that existed, but I totally played it and thought it was awesome because it was like pixely.
But it came out at a time when, much like it was, you looked down upon for being nu metal, emo was, that moniker was the new metal. We didn't want to admit that we were emo.
Right.
It's like, I'm not, no, that's, no. But that's kind of what it was. But then it kind of shifted into that more mall, actual screaming emo that eventually became like Bring Me the Horizon, all those kind of bands, the newer Hot Topic, the neon bands.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the neon puke, the candy-coated puke shirts.
That kind of like screamo.
Yeah.
But yeah, my thing is like, it was like Dashboard Confessional. Like, I should have put that on my list of like emo, top 3 emo albums. Dashboard Confessional is Places You Go to Fear the Most. Has to be, that's the number 1.
Yeah.
For mall emo.
I think enough time, though, now has passed where it's okay to listen to that again. Like, you put on the song Crush, Crush, Crush by Paramore. Yeah, the haircuts are horrible. But that song rules.
Yeah.
It's a well-written, and you know, they're very produced and all that stuff. But
that's what made them so good, because they were produced.
But now they're a whole different band. I think it's just her and the boys, the new boys.
Yeah. There's like a totally different band?
I don't think any of the original members are still in that band.
She is married to another emo bigwig, dude from Say Anything, Max Bemis.
Oh. Max Bemis?
Max Bemis.
That's a name.
Yeah.
It's a mouthful.
That was one of the big emo ones from like early 2000s was Say Anything Is a Real Boy. So yeah, but it's some of those songs are fucking undeniable. Now, there were a lot of quote posers bands that popped up and you're like, ugh.
Not much killer, a lot of filler.
A lot of filler.
There's some real cheese out there.
Real shitters.
But for instance, like, I never listened to Hawthorne Heights. I knew that one song.
Me too, and I always gave it shit.
Me too.
I hated on the band.
I always made fun of it. I was like, this is so rudimentary and boring. But now we stream it all the time. I'm like, man, this song's kind of good. It's very simple. It's very repetitive. But I'm like, it's got a real good melody.
But it was of that time. Was it's formulaic. You know exactly where they're gonna go. You know there's gonna be a part where they start doing that dun 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 dun. There's gonna be like a little halftime breakdown part.
So you went to Norman Music Fest last weekend. What did you notice any trends musically? Like, what's coming back? What are the kids listening to, man? Because I feel so disconnected.
Dude, I think it's from what I could see, it felt like a lot of I don't know if they even call it not punk, but it's like a weird mixture of like shoegaze, somewhat punk rock, and like I don't know, like 90s, like early 90s, like slightly overdriven guitars with P90s in them. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff.
A lot of thrift store apparel. That's one thing, you know, not to be the old man shaking his fist at the cloud, but like I saw a bunch of, I didn't get to go to Norman Music Fest this year, but I saw a bunch of photos, tons of videos from friends online. And I was like, man, people dress weird now. I mean, I'm sure people think that about me.
Sure. But my wife and I have talked about this, and we talked about it while we were there because excellent people watching. It's a new kind of thrift store chic, where when we were in high school, it was cool for us to shop at a thrift store, but no one else thought it was cool. But people like us knew you can go get like a cool, I mean, shit, I bought a fucking Aerosmith tour t-shirt for 75 cents.
Yeah.
Like a vintage one.
And that'd be going for like $500 on eBay now.
But you buy like that, or like anything that has like something to do with blah, blah, blah construction.
Yeah. Or like summer camp.
Or your Sun Power shirt was like the cool shirt.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
And then, a pair of fucking vintage Levi's you buy at a thrift store, but they're not vintage, they're just Levi's.
Or if you couldn't find Levi's, you get the Rustlers.
I
wore a lot of Rustlers. Yeah. I never really lucked out with thrift store jeans. I could scope a shirt from a mile away.
Oh, yeah.
I could scope a good, again, I'll mention
Chino. Do you
still
have it? Do you still got the touch?
I think so. I do. I don't go thrifting as much as I'd like, but I think I can still spot a good one from across the rack.
Like I can too.
But yeah, I never was really lucky with jeans. Like I would have friends that would find these like dope vintage 501s, and I'd be like, well, I guess these rustlers with the dad ass are gonna have to do what's up with thrift store jeans and billboard size asses?
I don't know, but the pockets always seem like going like outward, like they're fanning out, and then but each pocket's gonna have like a Skull Bandits outline.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, or a wallet outline.
What was the deal with that? Was it a joke or something from our childhood? The big fat farmer overalls that were like 35 feet wide.
Yeah.
No, they had like an 80-inch waist. Was that a funny thing? Were they hanging up somewhere? Was it a meme? What was it? There was something about the big old fat farmer overalls.
They were everywhere.
I guess. I want to say there was a store that had some, maybe at Langston's in the middle of the city.
Oh, shit. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not crazy.
Okay. I do remember that.
It was like a comically large pair of overalls.
And that was them saying, hey,
we got you.
Ain't that funny? But we got you, big guy.
We got you covered, big guy. Okay.
I always wonder if there's like an actual, like, very large man that comes in and goes, are those for sale?
Could you pull those down for me?
But yeah, man, like, I mean, it all comes back around.
First of all, he'd have to be a fucking giant. So I wasn't fat shaming.
He'd have to be a big guy.
I was doing my best Andre the Giant impression. And I think I nailed it. Continue.
No, so we were talking about styles and phases, and it all does come back around. The Norm Music Fest thing, yeah, saw a lot of. So ours was if you're lucky, you find an old vintage Ringer tee. That was always a big score. A good old track jacket, or you always cuff the bottom of your jeans. But it looked cool. You look like your favorite band saves the day. You look like your favorite bands, and it put that other
Nickelback.
Sure. Those guys.
Yeah.
But the new thrift, the NU umlau, new thrift, that's what I'm going to call it. Coin it right now. New thrift.
I got it. I'm jotting it.
Is oversized shorts or just some like pleated dad shorts and like a belt and then like
a brown braided
belt and then like a polo shirt or a button-down shirt it's just an ugly shirt.
Right.
And then a dad hat.
There's no style. Are we talking like short shorts with maybe some scrunchy socks and some boots?
Like a dad on vacation in 1988.
Okay.
And and for the ladies, it's wearing these. I still don't get the mom jean thing. And they're all wearing mom jean cutoff shorts. But then again, some other shirt that doesn't go with the outfit. One.
Yeah.
And it's just ugly.
Yeah. To each their own.
They look almost like homeless people.
Right.
They look like poor people in the 1980s.
80s poors.
80s poor.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly what it looks like now.
I don't,
hey, that's I'm old. I'm hating on the kids.
I was about to say, I am almost 40 and I wear the same thing every day.
Me too.
But it's just my thing. It's just whatever. It's comfortable. Maybe that's their argument. Hey, it's comfy.
Yeah.
It's broken in.
But ours was you want to look cool, but without being cool. That's like cool Tommy Hilfiger shirt. I got this at a thrift store, but I look cool. You know what I mean?
But I also spent 4 hours combing through every T-shirt to find the perfect ringer.
Yep. I also I may have tried to deconstruct these jeans a little bit by making them look a little more faded than they were.
Did you strokes your jeans?
I stroked some jeans.
Did you strokes your jeans?
I stroked some jeans.
Oh, okay. Speaking of, phases and fashion. Phases in fashion. I did that to more than one pair of jeans. I distressed my own jeans.
Well, before that was a thing.
Looking back, that's real cringy.
Yeah, but then stores started selling distressed jeans. Like the Gap was notorious for. Did you ever buy a pair of Gap jeans that had the built-in fade?
No.
Okay, I bought a pair of Gap jeans once, and they were dark blue and had this I thought they were actually just faded jeans. And then I took them home, and then I washed them, and that fade washed out.
Oh, no.
So I just had a pair of dark dad jeans.
Did you wear them anyways?
No, I cut them into shorts and used them for mowing. It's just, sometimes you get burnt.
What were your other takeaways from NMF?
Man.
What year is this, by the way?
2019. Oh,
I know what year.
Hey, man, what year is it? This has to be like the 10th one, right?
More. Yeah. I think it's like the 14th or 15th.
That's crazy. And and it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And my wife and I were talking about it at the festival. Well, I basically told her, did that fucking thing. You have 2 beers and you listen to a really good band and you go, if they started charging, they could probably book like super good bands. I'm not saying they don't book good bands. They could book higher name bands.
Of course. But the thing is they're brilliant. The I don't want to call them promoters, but the organizers, the owners of, the committee, everybody involved. Mm-hmm. It's pretty brilliant that they've kept it free for X amount of years.
And,
they're not bringing in, all right, coming up next, we got The White Stripes are doing a reunion.
They're not bringing in the Kiedis.
No. The Chili Peppers will never play at Norman
But
Music
they'll bring
Festival.
in a band that, I mean, people were freaking out about Beach Fossils.
Yeah.
I've never heard of them.
that's big. That's big for free.
Yeah.
So hats off to them.
We were there. The one we went to, the big band we went to was Big Business. Mm-hmm. And I looked around and the entire crowd was my age, no one younger.
Really?
It was my age and older.
The kids were somewhere else.
Weren't wanting to listen to Big Business, but everyone watching Big Business they may have brought medicine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Little business going on.
There was some medicine at the show.
That's the other thing I noticed, and that was a question I had for you. I also asked Tommy at work. This is the first year since marijuana has been made legal medically. Did you smell a lot, see a lot? Was there a big difference while you're watching Big Business?
Here's the thing.
I just sound like Hillary Clinton.
There wasn't a big... Was there a big difference? Pokemon see you at the goals? No, so I did... Okay, as a person who... You can smell it. You see people passing joints all the time, blah, blah, blah. It was more open this year. And there's also... I saw a couple of tents set up where cannabis...
Smoke tents?
Cannabis companies were giving away. They were doing contests. And they'd spin a wheel and they'd give you like pre-rolled joints and stuff. Yeah.
How is that legal?
Don't know, but they were doing it right by the Opolis stage. Like, it was a legit thing. They were doing, it wasn't just like some kid in the back of a Toyota Camry. You're like, you want to buy these joints?
Right.
No, they had the legit 10
with their
by 10
logo and everything.
Logo and everything there.
You're talking the pop-up tent that just has the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had a nice table out and they were selling.
That's crazy.
Giving away Johns.
Well, I noticed on the main stage that it was sponsored by a marijuana affiliate of some sort. So there were just these huge pot leaves. Yeah. And Tommy made a really good point when we were talking. It's like we were talking and we both agreed, like, man, we love weed, but God, I hate weed culture.
Yeah.
And there's different there's subgenres, if you will, much like emo. Mm-hmm. There's subgenres of weed people. You know, like you got like your flat brimmed weed bros.
There's weed bros,
like dudes that like probably love Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
They were vape bros, and then they were vape bros. They moved over to weed bros.
I've smoked a lot of weed with some weed bros.
Yeah. Then you got like your white trash. You got your like You got your weed trash.
Yeah.
You know, and then Tommy brought up a good one. You have your weed nerds. Like, actually, a sativa isn't no sativa is pure sativa. There's trace amounts of indica and the terpenes and the trichomes.
Oh, that guy, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, guy. Bro.
But then you got like your Deadhead Fish fan.
That's it. You got your college bro in a Grateful Dead swirl of teddy bears on a tie-dye with like a bandana and some aviators. And man, I just fucking love Miller Lite and I love the Dead and I love my Cheeb.
Yeah.
You know? And then there's all these other sub genres of weeds,
of
weed people. But yeah, I was wondering, I was like, man, that's really weird that there's just like blatant pot leaves on things, even though it is medicinal.
Well, I think it's getting to the point where it's eventually it's going to have to be fucking federally across the board.
I'm telling you now, dude, our President Trump, before he gets reelected, okay, fuck it, legalize it. And he's going to fucking win by a landslide because Bernie's going to come up or Biden's going to come up and it's going to be a heated debate. But then he's just going to be like, fuck it. And he's going to pull the wig off and he's going to be like, legalize it. And that's going to secure his victory next time.
He's going to pull the wig off. He's going to be bald, like Mr. Clean bald.
Yeah, like Heisenberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's going to put on the fucking Ray-Bans and go, legalize it.
Yep. And the Ray-Bans are going to drop and it's going to say, deal with it.
No,
I guarantee I don't guarantee anything.
Is that your premonition?
That's my presidential premonition.
Man, your alliteration tonight has been on point.
Thanks, man.
I just got to tell you.
Appreciate it.
It's great.
But yeah, I was wondering about that, like how much of a thing that was this year.
It was pretty popular. It was around. Me and my wife went, not really wanting to go. Have you ever done that? Like, you'll go because there's something that might be entertaining, but you really don't 100% want to go.
Okay, so I'm just going to be honest. Like, again, hats off to the organizers of Norman Music Fest, but it's just not my cup of tea. Most of the bands that are... what I don't mean like friends bands that I like. I mean like the big bands. Not really my cup of tea. Like for me to go to Norman Music Fest and find parking and drag the ladies with me and, you know, all of that, like it'd have to be a band I really like. Cause and no fault of Norman Music Festival. I'm not good at big concerts like that.
And it's an effort. Like you have to, and again, having a child with you, I mean, you see kids, people are pushing around babies and strollers all damn day. I don't know how many times I saw babies like this fresh out the puss babies with
still wet
with giant fucking noise canceling headphones on.
Cute. Nothing's cuter than a baby and some noise canceling headphones.
True, but the baby's always got to be wearing a onesie with like a fucking Leonard, like not going back to Leonard Skinner,
Ted Skinner,
like a slip, you know, like I don't know, just a shit, like a onesie with a rock band, a rock onesie,
rock shirt,
a rock shirt for a baby.
Yeah,
you're like, okay, well, your kid obviously doesn't fucking.
Your baby doesn't know who fucking Kurt Cobain is.
Your kid doesn't like Black Flag. Right. You don't even like Black Flag.
No,
you know what I mean?
Totally.
Anyways, yeah.
So yeah, I'm not good at festivals, man.
Right.
Like I went to a lot of big concerts, a ton, more than I can remember.
It's a young man's game, man.
Oh, and you texted me exactly that.
Young man's game, and not because like I don't get these bands. There was a time when they first started doing their own music fest. We would go, you, me, Wes, and some other friends. We'd bring backpacks full of beer because that was allowed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could just walk in,
and we would just start to drinking. And by the time 3:00 p.m. rolls around, we're all pretty drunk.
Oh yeah.
And then it's just, and it's that all day, but you don't mind it. You're having a good time.
Totally.
You're still hanging out. And then you go back to the house and you throw a party afterwards and get drunk there. You do that for 3 days, and it was fine. I'm a 37-year-old man.
Right.
I get there and I'm like, listen, I purposely ate a light lunch because I knew I wanted to eat here.
Yeah, and that was going to be my point, dude.
Mm-hmm.
The only way, not the only way, but the reason I would have went this year was to eat.
Yeah.
And to people watch.
Yeah.
And catch a couple bands while I'm there.
Sure.
Great. You know, like I want some fair food.
Mm-hmm.
Kate wants a funnel cake.
Yeah.
Maybe I want a long corn dog that you can't find in the store.
Oh, the weird bendy wiener corn dog.
Yeah. But I don't know. You're right when you say it's a young man's game.
I try, like, and it was, you eat and then you try to, you're like, okay, well, a friend of ours band plays at 6, so we can go see them. But then we have 2 hours. What do? I guess we go sit somewhere. You know, like, I don't want to be walking around. I don't want to go to bars and like just, it used to be that's what the name of the game was, get as drunk as possible.
Yeah.
No fucking way. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, man. I did it. Yeah. I did it and I had a good time doing it. But nowadays it's just like, I would just be like, well, I'm going to have to shit.
Dude.
Or I'm going to have to drive back all the way back home to the north side of Oklahoma City.
Thoughts you don't think about when you're 22.
You
like,
didn't care.
I'm going to have to shit. Yeah, I'll just go shit in this porta potty because I'm 22 and nothing bothers me.
Here's another one. You're out at a festival. You're drunk. Maybe you're on some medicine.
Sure.
You're sweating your fucking nuts off. Yet you're flirting with girls and maybe trying to hook up. And yeah, she wants to smell my balls.
Yeah.
You ever I never thought about that back then.
Yeah.
But now, if I'm in the mood to get a little squeeze, I'm begging pretty please. I'm down on my knees. Stop being a tease. Let me get a squeeze. When I'm singing my song, when I'm doing
I think I co-wrote that with you.
Oh, that's true. You did.
A little writing credit.
A real Ebony and Ivory. No, I'm like, okay, got to shower, got to scrub, got to rub-a-dub-dub. I got to get in the zone to bone.
Yeah, but when you're you're in your 20s, you don't give a shit. Yeah. And I think that's what. But the thing is, when I was there at the festival, the kids don't look young, but that's that fashion. The fashion is to look old,
right?
So they grow shitty mustaches. And
when do you think they'll start shaving skirted eggshells?
When is that going to be?
Is that going to be a thing? Are we making another?
I want to look like I'm 50.
So I'm going to shave a Dr. Phil male pattern baldness.
I bet someone's done it.
Like ironically, like a hipster.
An ironic eggshell. Boy,
my note card's full tonight.
There's a lot of zingers. But no, that was my weekend. I did take away one thing though. I was watching our friend Tim Miller has a band called Speak Memory, and they're playing at Bison Witches. I didn't even know that Bison Witches had a stage in it. There's a tiny little stage, and they're playing. They're doing their thing. You've probably heard their band. It's all instrumental.
Yeah, Mathy, Complex.
The band before that was supposed to playing before them went over their time by like 15 minutes. So that cut into their set, which is another shitty thing. Like, get your shit together. If you're in a band, be professional. Get out.
Yeah.
No one has time to stop. So they're already at a loss. So they start playing in the middle of their first song, because they have like long songs.
Yeah.
A dude holds up a sign saying 10 minutes. Like, well, we had a 30-minute set.
Oh, that's a bummer.
And then the dude keeps holding up these fucking signs saying, you're too loud, turn it down. Then he stopped them in the middle of their set at one point, told them to turn the shit. I'm like, if this is too loud for you,
yeah.
What?
Why are you throwing a show there?
Right? It's too loud for a math rock band who's not even really that loud.
No, they're more like precise and technical and like pretty. Yeah. I'm sure they have some overdrive here and there, but it's not like they're like, the Melvins playing there. Like that's bullshit, man. Yeah. I've never been a sound guy, so I can't fully understand the annoyance of maybe somebody who comes in a band and like their guitar amp is just way too loud.
Right.
Like, turn it down, like, we'll turn you up in the monitors.
Everything's clipping.
Yeah. But like, something like that where they're just setting up and playing. There's not a proper PA.
Right.
There's no subs,
Right.
That's whack, man.
And nothing was mic'd. They just played their instruments.
Yeah. Which there is a cool, that's a cool idea. But when you're getting told to turn down, like, you know what I say? Turn down for what?
That TM, is that you? That's when you just came up with?
Yeah, off the top of my dome, dude.
Man, you're smart.
I'm killing it tonight.
You are killing it.
Speaking of kill it, kill that beer. Let's wrap this show up, bro. Kill that Anthem beer. Thank y'all for listening. Josh, crushed it on his head. Do you have any closing thoughts?
Well, I'm just gonna take it back to the treat your roots, man. Treat your internal yard properly. Just going back to that.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye.